RLUSD has hit this market in a big way, and I feel like ever since the inception of RLUSD, we have been witnessing some pretty big moves, not just from Ripple, but even around RLUSD to pretty much clear a path for it to become a dominant stablecoin in this market. We have a lot to go over though, because it feels as though the US, specifically the Fed, the CFTC, the big players, if you will, are starting to look at stablecoins in a completely different light. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in. Number one, Ripple has been minting a lot of RLUSD. 9.1 million specifically. And a lot of people are starting to speculate what's going on with this. Well, mainly, there's a lot of volume behind RLUSD. People want to utilize RLUSD. But I also think that there could be something much bigger. Now, just like I said, we have been witnessing some pretty big moves happening around the stablecoin. Number one, token relations. Now, this is basically just a research platform, if you will. But we now have that they're working with Ripple. They're expanding coverage to include Ripple, XRP, XRPL, and RLUSD and more, bringing its community the best updates, metrics, and insights all in one place every month. Now, again, this isn't a huge, thing at all, but it definitely does allow us to research a little bit more. So if you guys did want to get more insights, token relations could definitely be the spot for that. Now, I typically like to watch on-chain metrics. So like, for an example, when you have something like 9.1 RLUSD being minted, you could check on-chain. You could check on the XRP ledger. You could also check on, Etherscan, if you will. And you could see what's happening behind the scenes, but you can't see, where it exactly is going or what it's being utilized for. You could basically only see that it is being minted. But I do suspect that a lot of the minting of RLUSD has to, really kind of pertain to what recently happened, which was Ripple did announce a partnership with not only Zero Hash X, but also Revolut app. Now, these are two big players around, the payments landscape, if you will. We know how big Ripple has been in the payment space, the remittances space, the cross-border payment space. So this definitely makes a lot of sense. But a lot of people actually don't know how big Zero Hash is. If you go to their account on X, they only have about 5,000 followers, and you might be saying, well, this isn't really much at all, right? But we are starting to hear from the CEO, actually, of Zero Hash, and we've been seeing a few updates happening around the stablecoin and crypto space for payments, specifically the adoption of this. We're going to get into that here in a second, but first let's go over here to the announcement from Zero Hash. So we're pleased to share that we have expanded our stablecoin offering with the addition of Ripple USD. This integration allows Zero Hash customers to access RLUSD to process transactions on both the XRP Ledger and Ethereum networks. Zero Hash's API and SDK infrastructure now supports over 65 digital assets, including 5 stablecoins across multiple chains, reinforcing our position as the comprehensive solution for platforms seeking to design and build new ways to store, exchange, and move value globally. The addition of RLUSD to our ecosystem demonstrates Zero Hash's commitment to providing our customers with access to the most innovative and regulated stablecoin technologies, said their CEO at Zero Hash. Now, here we actually have an update from their CEO regarding, stablecoins and even chains. So we have this year, we'll see a proliferation of new stablecoins and increased fragmentation across chains. In 3 years, users won't care about chains or stablecoins. They'll just send money and it will work instantly. This infrastructure abstraction is what we obsess over every single day. And here we actually have the Zero Hash API. We have all of the stablecoins, including, of course, RLUSD. And again, you won't really, it's similar to the internet, right? Like I always talk about this in terms of like mass adoption. Mass adoption happens when people just see the benefits of it. They don't care about the technology. They just see the benefits. So when we think about that, it's going to be very similar to crypto in this case, where, yeah, in 3 years, I don't even think it's going to take 3 years, but safer. So in 3 years, people won't even care about what's under the hood. They just want it to, work. So that's exactly how we get to mass adoption. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second, but if we go over here, we also have from the CEO of Zero Hash, and this is kind of giving us an insight on how big Zero Hash actually is. So 2025, historical 2025 transaction volumes at Zero Hash. In the first 20 days of 2025, Zero Hash has settled millions of individual transactions. We are on track to surpass last year's total transaction volume within the first months of 2025. Accelerated growth across trading, tokenization, payment rails, payments, remittances, on-ramping, and accounting funding. And we are still early in the adoption of this technology. Now, we've also been seeing a few updates from the CEO regarding, the last few years. For example, here we actually have 7 years into building Zero Hash. I'm excited to join X in a personal capacity. A bit about me. Founded Zero Hash in 2017 to provide crypto and stables infrastructure. 45 billion plus settled, 5 million end customers. So they have 5 million customers, 45 billion in transaction volume since 2017. Lead an incredible global team of 170. So when we think about how big Zero Hash actually is and what it could mean for ROUSD, it means that, yeah, we could have exposure to, some of that 5 million customers, but also a large portion of that transaction volume, around $45 billion. And if we actually go over to Zero Hash, you could see that this is basically a crypto and stablecoin driven experience for some of the biggest players out there in terms of the companies, like, for example, DraftKings, Stripe, you have MoonPay on here, Moneyline as well, Step, Interactive Brokers, and of course there's a few other ones as well. But it's very exciting to kind of start to see this entire landscape being created in front of us to actually accommodate for these new payment technologies and these new digital assets as well that really kind of drive the payments landscape. Now, also, let's not forget about Revolut, right? Revolut's a massive player. For an example, we have over here, Revolut has over 50 million customers, but that's not just it, right? If we actually go over to the About section on their website, they have 50 plus million customers, but they also have access to 500,000 plus business customers as well globally. This is a very big player in the payments landscape, and we can actually see the numbers by years. Now, we don't have 2024 yet, but we can see that year over year over year, they continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, which is always very exciting to see. And again, them supporting ROUSD, you can pretty much, see where this is heading, right? So outside of that, let's also go over here to this big update. So we have ROUSD and USDC is coming to Japan's largest bank, SBI. Big shout out to Bank XRP for this. SBI Group's digital asset or digital space ecosystem. SBI VC, which is the venture capitalist side of things, is also planning to handle stablecoins. The stablecoin issuer is listed as Ripple and Circle. So these are the only two that they're actually willing to work with, which is very exciting to see. And we have SBI Group holds approximately 9% shares based on actual holdings as the largest external shareholder in Ripple, a US company that develops international remittance technology, etc., utilizing the crypto asset XRP. Collaboration in establishing JV international remittances utilizing XRP, issuing NFTs at Expo 2025 Osaka, Kansai, Japan, etc. Hope that I'm saying that correctly, but nonetheless, we have down here the full breakdown of this. We could also see the life cycle. Ripple established in September of 2012. SBI Ripple Asia, May 2016. Well, first March 2016, SBI Group invested into Ripple. Then by May 2016, SBI Ripple Asia established SBI 60%, Ripple 40%. And then, of course, we have, 2021, SBI Remit started providing Japan's first international remittance service using XRP as a bridge currency. Then December of 2024, started sales of ROUSD, a USD-linked stablecoin. And then, of course, December 2024, XRP market capitalization regains number 3 position in the crypto asset market for the first time in 4 years. And then by summer of this year, they plan to offer NFTs issued on the XRP ledger at Expo 2025. So very exciting. And by the way, here we have the circulation status of XRP in terms of the amount burned. It's not a massive amount. It's like roughly 0.01 billion XRP tokens. Then we have the XRP circulated in market, approximately 57.76 billion. And we also have the escrow function, being addressed on the right side. And then the current Ripple's holdings that are not in circulation, approximately about roughly almost 4.8 billion. under escrow is approximately 37.4 billion roughly. So again, you could see how much XRP is involved in this entire image here. But, the main thing that I'm really looking at is how big the stablecoin is becoming and how much more we have left in store to really kind of see around the stablecoin. I think the Japan market is huge for Ripple and RLUSD. But what about in the US? Well, we know that the CFTC is now launching use of stablecoins, and we know that RLUSD is going to be a big player within this. For an example, here we have the forum, which we did talk about. But outside of that, right, we now have the Fed addressing stablecoins in a big way. And big shout out to Subjective Views for this. Remember what I said back in 2024 when the Fed started to really kind of highlight stablecoins. They said that it supports dollar dominance. It's a big backing of dollar dominance in the digital age. If everything is moving digital, what does that tell you? That the Fed and the US is going to be a very big supporter of US-based cryptocurrencies as well as US-based stablecoins. And when we think about RLUSD, what better stablecoin to back than RLUSD, a stablecoin issued out by a US-based crypto company, which also has already had major discussions with the sitting president. But check this out.
But a lot's been talked about even the past few weeks on stablecoins in the US. I just wanted to get first off, we'll talk internationally, but your view of stablecoins in the domestic economy here.
Yeah, so a stablecoin, the way I kind of think about it is it's a synthetic dollar that you basically take a real dollar, you go to a platform and you get a equivalent of a stablecoin, which is its one-for-one value. And then that object trades on some other platform. A simple example I give, which I often use for other things, but if you went to a casino in Vegas, you take $1, you go, they give you a chip. That chip is worth $1, and at the end of the night, when you're done using it, it goes back, you convert it back into $1. So that's what I mean by a synthetic dollar. It's much like a poker chip at a casino. Now, these things trade on a different platform, typically in the crypto space. That opens up a whole nother world of possible payments and payment rails. And so what I like about the stablecoin is it's another way, it's kind of just like commercial bank money is a synthetic dollar. These things just open up other payment possibilities. And if they can do that in a way that opens competition, broadens the reach of the payment system, drives down cost, makes things faster and cheaper, I'm all for it. I don't have any issues. Now, with stablecoins, there are some issues, right? So it depends on whatever the model is that you're doing it. The typical model is I give you $1, you give me a stablecoin, then you go buy short-term liquid treasuries, for example, with the dollar. And then you keep the interest rate spread. Now, the problem is we know those things have run risk attached to them. Somehow the value of the assets backing up the stablecoin breaks a buck, and then people run on the thing. So these are things that do come up with stablecoins, but they can be dealt with. There are ways to do it. And the critical thing is what we need for stablecoins is regulation, good regulation, and we need it now. So the faster we can do this, the better.
So you now have the Fed addressing how big and how supportive stablecoins will be for the US dollar, for the US market, but also how we need fast regulations. At the same exact time that the CFTC, which is a regulatory body in the US, is now holding a CEO forum, inviting these big players from the space like Circle, Coinbase, Crypto.com, and even Ripple. And now they're trying to pilot stablecoin use cases. I mean, listen, I don't think that we need to beat around the bush here. It's very clear that Ripple has paved a path to becoming one of the most successful, crypto-based companies out there, which also does highlight the fact that, yes, they use XRP and the XRPL. So if we're thinking about that, what does that mean for XRP? It means that even regardless of RLUSD being adopted, we know that XRP, in terms of the use case value around it becoming a bridge currency, also becomes extremely strong, even if we are going to live in a stablecoin, revolution realm, if you will, because there's going to not just be RLUSD, there's going to be many stablecoins out there, which only supports and reinforces XRP's use case even more. Ripple is becoming a star in this space, which it trickles down the food chain to XRP, the XRPL, and I think that a lot of people are missing just how bullish a lot of these major moves are in the space. But the Fed is ready now. The Fed is officially ready. I feel as though this is the year where we do see stablecoin regulations in the US. I also think that we're going to see a lot of big moves happening around adoption and integration of this type of technology in the US as well. This is the year. 2025 is the year. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.